Welcome in. I am the Crypto Bull God, and this is All in the Charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment, click the bell icon for notifications to know when I go live. I hope everybody's having a nice day. If you didn't see, it is a requirement on this channel to hit the thumbs up, else you are not welcome. What's up, YC? You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on the Instagram, in the Insta world, as well as TradingView. It is one word. It is Crypto Bull God. It's right here. No underscore, no nothing. I got to be honest with you guys. I feel today's one of those days I feel tired as shit. So I'm a firm believer that, I woke up and I was just very tired this morning. But I'm a firm believer that in life you don't make excuses. I had a plan. The plan was to go to the gym, work up the lower boobies, and work out the upper boobies, do a little ab action, do a little back action, and I got it done. All right? Now, I'm suffering a little bit right now. But you got to get shit done. So not making any excuses. Funny that the Bitcoin conference is happening and we're seeing, of course, weren't you the one YC that pointed that out yesterday? I think someone pointed... I think that was you. Hey, it's all in the charts, all right? It's not the Bitcoin conference. But yes, the Bitcoin conference is going on right now. It's literally like right up the road from me. It's about a 45-minute drive, 40-minute drive. I had considered going this year. This is the first year I really seriously contemplated going, and at some point, maybe next year, I will go because it is advantageous that I live so close. If anything, the way I view it, going there, it's a great networking opportunity. My hope and my goal would be I'm a little bit more well-known, a little bit more prominent, that more people know who I am by a year from now. So it would be a good networking opportunity. But I was reminded, I was listening to some of it today, and I was reminded of the maximalism that exists at this conference. Drop me a comment if you are a Michael Saylor fan. I am not a Michael Saylor fan. I've gone on Twitter. A couple thoughts there. I've gone on Twitter and shared this with everyone that I think the guy's a little loony. It's a little out there. I've listened to him before and he makes some good points. I'm not going to say everything that he says is crazy. But there's a lot of stuff I've heard him say where I've questioned the man's sanity. But what it made me think of is just social media and how when you tweet something, it's like out there forever, and that's your opinion. You can never change it. Maybe 5 years from now, Michael Saylor will convince me that he is a sane individual and that I'll have a little bit more, I'll put more weight on what he says. But for now, I think he's a little crazy. But yeah, the Bitcoin conference is going on right now. Part of me wishes I would have gone, honestly. So maybe next year will be the year that I go. I don't know that I really want to go by myself, though. It'd be fun to go with someone. That would be fun. Doesn't have to be a significant other. It could just be a friend. But it would be fun to go with someone. But yeah, so that's taking place today right up the road. Another update I wanted to give everyone, a positive development that went on today. Yes, I do wear glasses sometimes. A positive development that occurred today. I had explained to everyone, I'm not going to go through it again, but had a little bit of back and forth yesterday with HR over the timing of payment for my second half of my bonus, my sign-on bonus. And I was pleasantly surprised this morning. Long and short is, and I saw it in the system, they are paying it out to me tomorrow. So I will. So mission, it was a successful mission in terms of making my point that the letter was poorly worded. So good news there because I've already indicated the 3 projects I'm looking to invest in order in terms of how much I'm looking to invest. It's going to be Alchemy Pay, followed by Casper Networks, followed by A0. So I'm looking forward to assessing the charts tomorrow And I think the only one I may wait for a little bit more of a pullback in is Alchemy. I think both Casper and A0, the last time I looked, and we can take a look at the charts today, I would buy at today's price levels. Alchemy, I might wait a little bit. But very good news. I was very happy about that. So very busy day today. Very productive day at work today. Got a lot done. Feel good about it. So not a whole ton of time to chart a whole ton before this live stream. But I'm familiar enough with the charts. I know where to go. I know some of the charts we haven't hit on in a little bit. And so I'm going to hit on a few of those charts. And then I would invite anyone who has any questions. I open it up. I'm more than happy to take any charting questions that you do have. Make sure that you crush the thumbs up button if you're sitting there listening to this live stream right now. I would appreciate it. This is the Bitcoin 12-hour. And you can see right now the head and shoulders, we've spoken about it. You can see it a little bit more on the daily. I'm not going to draw it out again. We've spoken about this before. The technical target puts it down here at 23,000. I'm on record saying, yes, it's present. There's a statistical likelihood that pattern will play out, but I don't think it will. Right now, all we're doing, we're just ranging in here. And right now, so long as we stay above the 200 simple moving average, this 200 on the 12-hour is going to act as an area of support, okay? So it's not surprising to see us come down and almost touch this 200 simple moving average. There's another area of price confluence right around 26,500. So we're sort of gravitating in here, and really where I'll start to get a little bit, we kind of spoke about these price areas yesterday. I really want to see us punch above 28,200, followed by around, I think I had said this red line at about 29,600, and then ultimately we want to start pushing above 31,000, okay? Those are really the three steps on the 12-hour chart. What else? One chart that I wanted to make sure to hit on. By the way, you do want to make sure to click the bell icon for notifications. Tomorrow I am absolutely going live earlier than normal. It's probably going to be around, my day's pretty open at work, so pretty flexible in nature in terms of when I could go live. I'm thinking around 11 to 11:30, so make sure a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure you have your notifications on. I'm getting a little flex on. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance, okay? We haven't looked at this in a while. I have not looked at this in a little while, so I'm very curious to kind of see where we're at here. Okay, so we're right pressed up here against resistance. Let's go to a weekly. Yeah, so we're just sort of in this range right now. Guess the best way to put it is, and I've come out here and shared this much. The descending triangle that I had spoken to for a very long time has not panned out, right? So really what we have right now is we just have sideways chip chop. That's all we have going on right now. So there's just really not a whole lot going on. Not really a whole lot going on with Bitcoin dominance. Not sure if it wants to break to the upside for one last little run here before a dip, or if it just wants to kind of keel over. But the one thing I would hit on with dominance is, and we've hit on this concept many times on this channel, the floor here, okay, the floor in price, this floor, which is around 39.9%, to 30, we're just going to call it 40 to 39%. We've come down, and you can see that we've hit this zone once, twice, 3, 4. We've hit it on 5 different occasions. And it's actually very surprising it didn't break on this 5th time. Anytime we continue to come down and hit an area of support multiple times, you might intuitively think, well, that expresses strength. No, actually, every time it comes down and touches, it builds a stronger case for it to break down and the floor actually weakens. It's fine if you want to backtest it one time and move up. You come down a 3rd, 4th, 5th time, your probability of breaking to the downside is increasing with each successive touch. And so I would strongly suspect that the next time you see Bitcoin dominance around 39 to 40%, we are going to break down in a significant, we're going to break down in a very significant way and retest our prior all-time low here at 35.4% that we hit back here in January of 2018 before we start making new all-time lows. Okay, so I would keep an eye on that. The other thing I wanted to do, let's get off some of these charts here. You can see I have not had as much time to chart today. The other thing I wanted to do, I wanted to take a look at a couple altcoin projects of interest. Let's take a look at Synapse here. You can see Synapse, yeah, I've kind of drawn out my relative expectation here earlier today. I was going to post this on Twitter and never did. But Synapse, let's go to a non-Heikin-Ashi candle chart and actually look at what's going on here. Yeah, look at this candlestick here and the volume coming in, okay? And if we actually go to a daily, what I wanted to point out here is that this candlestick, and we had actually spoken about this yesterday on Synapse, okay? This is a dragonfly doji, all right? This candlestick right here, this one, okay? This is a very bullish candlestick, okay? No guarantees, but typically when those types of candlesticks print, it's a clear sign, more than likely, that you're going to see a trend reversal to the upside. Everyone has been super salty since we topped out here at $1.80, and we've ridden this thing down from roughly $1.80 all the way down, and it went lower, like I had said, than I suspected, all the way down here towards 55 cents, okay? But we're starting to bounce right now, and my suspicion is as long as there's continued strength in the market, you're going to see some very large moves in Synapse. Okay, this is a smaller market cap ranking. I actually like the fundamentals on it as well. But just sticking to the chart, to the TA for the moment, for purposes of this channel, if you go back in time, you'll see that there historically have been many days where we've seen monumental rises in price. So as the market continues to get more bullish in nature and we begin to see some of these trend reversals to the upside, I think you're going to see a lot of big green days for Synapse, okay? For me, in evaluating this chart and based on how I've evaluated areas of support and resistance, and quite frankly, I'm trying to recall what time frame I put these lines on, but I think it's a moot point. I think once we really start clearing $1.12 here, $1.10, whatever you want to say, around $1.10, that's when you want to start to get a little bit excited, okay? Because once we get up in this zone, you can see I've identified a major area right here at $1.45. Once we clear $1.45, okay, we are potentially well on our way upwards of $2 up here. So, okay, this is one to really keep an eye on. I have a decent position in this one. I've been gobbling it up, so keep an eye on that. Let's see, what else do we have? ACH, yeah, again, I had this on a different time frame. This is on a different exchange. This is on Coinbase. What exchange was I using? KuCoin? What was the exchange? Sorry, I want to get the right exchange up here where I had my golden buy zone. Shit. Where was that? Oh, man. Huh, Bittrex. Ah, damn, where was that? Alchemy. Oh, man. Where was that? Let's see if I can... What the hell exchange was that? Okay, here we go. Yeah, so for me, okay, when I'm assessing the chart of Alchemy, what I'm going to be waiting for, and what I'm starting to do here, now the reason I'm going to smaller time frames when I go on the lower time frames like this, I'm going to have capital tomorrow, right? Like I said, I'm looking to up significantly my position in Alchemy Pay. But in order to do that, I get a little bit more granular. I go to a little bit more of a lower time frame and ask myself, well, where would I want to see price go? It is possible. I think there's a possibility that we roll over and create another lower low here before we base out closer to 1.8, 1.9 cents. I think that's a possibility. I find it less likely, but I think it's a possibility. I think the greater probability for Alchemy, if you're looking in this exchange, sometimes you have small differentials in price on some of these projects, depending what exchange you go to. So in this case, this is on Huobi. Did I pronounce that correctly? Huobi. Thumbs up, everyone. I appreciate the support. The engagement on the thumbs up is not high enough. I need it higher. This is on Huobi, but basically what I'm trying to point out here is I'm using some of these lower time frames to assess a logical level to get in. And I think one thing you could do, you could use moving averages here to assess, now that we're above, the 50 in this case on a 6 hour, we could revisit the 50. It would be a sign of strength that we stay above that 50 simple moving average. 4 hour, 4 hour is a common time frame that a lot of chartists look at. Again, you can use the 50. It looks like we're at about 2.4 cents. For me personally, if we go to a daily, actually I want to go to a daily and see what we see. We got the 200 simple moving average. We could come right back down to this 200 simple moving average before moving up. For me personally, my buy zone for Alchemy, when I'm going to be interested in scaling in more based on where we're at right now, I'm going to be looking right between 2.4, where's 4 at? Right around here to 2.2, okay? This zone right in here is where I'm going to gobble some up if we come down there, okay? So I'm going to be patient. I'm going to set some buy limit orders. And for those who are not familiar with buy limit orders, you just dictate the price you want to buy at. If it fills, it fills. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm establishing the price that, hey, if it falls to that level, that's where I want to buy it at. So I think somewhere closer to, based on what I'm seeing here, and also you have the 10 SMA, which is at 2.45 cents. I think something closer to 2.4 cents to 2.2 cents, that's really where I would be interested in getting in. So, and based on today's price levels, you're talking about somewhere between a 10 to, somewhere around a 10 to 15% pullback in price. So, 15% pullback in price would be nice. So I'm going to remain patient on this one. Stargate, hey, Kathleen, welcome in. Glad to see you in here. You're consistent, very consistent in joining. Appreciate it. Stargate here is having a little bit of a pullback. We covered this one yesterday. We kind of touched on this yesterday. We're having a down day on Stargate. We're down 7% today. Wow. Depending on your view in this chart, this could be a very advantageous opportunity. Kind of talked about areas of support. For some reason, I don't have my areas of support and resistance drawn here. Let's revisit that. This is on a weekly, and we're going to use green for support and red for resistance. But there's an area of support right. Really, you can establish a zone right in between there. So like your 6.1 to 6, looks like right where we're at actually, between 60 cents to roughly 54 cents. Anywhere in there looks like a great buying opportunity. Remember, don't lose the perspective, okay? Don't lose the perspective that what's happening right now is we are in the midst of a potential trend reversal, okay? We essentially had a double bottom here, okay? We had a high and a higher high, and now we have a higher low relative to the low down here, right? It's all about building higher highs and higher lows. Just have to remain patient, but this could be a very opportune time. Anytime, what the perspective you need to keep in this market in order to stay sane, unemotional, and successful with your financial investments is there's a lot of volatility in this market, right? A lot of volatility. So as long as something material is not changing in the charts, you're good to go. So don't lose that perspective. Kathleen, it's interesting you say that. YouTube did reach back out to me. I had reached out to them because I noticed, and I don't even know if the viewers right now are showing up accurately or the likes, because on a video, a live stream from a few days ago, I was a little upset because I had this is a smaller channel, but there were, I don't know how many people had watched it while I was live, maybe like close to 30. And I had gotten 11 likes, okay? And when the video had published, it only showed 1 like. And then the next day it was up to like 6. And I don't know what was going on, but there was something definitely screwy with Something screwy going on with YouTube, so sorry if that isn't working for everyone. I don't even know if this is working right now, showing me the accurate statistics here. But let's try to find a few other projects here. Apologies if I'm a little low energy today. I am very tired and excited to get some sleep this evening. Nothing's really sticking out for me. Nothing is really sticking out. I saw that Quant QSP Quant Stamp was pumping earlier today. Artificial liquid intelligence continues to consolidate in that 2-cent area. Mask is now up 11.5%. Oh wow, look at that. Oh, this is one of these ones. This is one of these ones we were covering the other day, and you can see what I was commenting on is these higher lows coming in here in the flat horizontal base right here. You essentially have an ascending triangle, right? So when we break this red line, it's going to be really interesting to see the volume that comes in to start breaking up into these higher levels. We have a charting question. Thank you, Kathleen, because I would like a charting question. Because I really, market's just kind of chopping around today. Outside of the charts I shared with you, I didn't really have anything significant to share with you. I think tomorrow's video will be a really good video because we're going to be closing out the week on Sunday, so we can kind of talk about some things to watch for. We're also going to be, let's see. We still have one more full week next week. That's right. And then we have a half a week the following week to close out the month of May. I'm very excited to see how May closes out, and I'm very excited to start June. I want to be clear about this. I am anticipating some significant bullish price action to come into this market soon. Keep in mind, my theory or my hypothesis is that we're setting new all-time highs in Bitcoin this year. In order for that to happen, we need to see some bullish momentum begin to pick up soon. And by soon, it could be next week, it could be 2 weeks, it could be 3 weeks from now, but we need to pick up soon, so I'm anticipating it. XRP, let's take a look at Filecoin, because I just charted XRP the other day, actually, Kathleen. I don't really have anything else to share on XRP. I see it's up 3.5%, but I'll tell you right now, actually, Kathleen, let me comment on XRP. We don't even need to pull up a chart. I charted that one out a couple days ago, and what I had commented on was getting back above the 200 simple moving average on the weekly, and that's at roughly 50 cents. It's hovering right now at 46. So let's push above 50 cents, and then let's have a conversation. By the way, for the XRP community out there, I have all these list of ideas of videos that I'd like to do, but where I've kind of settled is I need to make it happen this weekend. I'd like to produce an updated video on Flare, actually, ticker symbol FLR. I want to put a new video out on Flare, so keep an eye out for that. Filecoin, let's take a look. And I see you have another question about Gary motherfucking Gensler. That ass clown. Thought I had a chart for... Oh, I was charting Tesla, by the way, today. Typically, I don't chart stocks, but just taking a look at that. Filecoin. Let's take a look at Filecoin. Oh, my gosh. I'll tell you what, guys. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, it's Phil. Sorry, okay. Here we go on Binance. Really? It's on a monthly. Okay, that's why. Let's take a look at this. This is ticker symbol FIL, Filecoin. I mean, I knew this wasn't the sexiest of charts, but this looks pretty bad. This looks pretty bad. Yeah. What is this? What is this ranked? Ugh, come on. My computer is as slow as I feel right now. Yeah, 31st. So the first thing I would say to you, Kathleen, is do not get your hopes up, because it is monumentally, I want to emphasize this, it is monumentally unlikely that Filecoin's going to go all the way up to these highs of $200. Okay, let's set realistic expectations. I don't know all the history of this project, but the fact that we ran up from 10 all the way to 228 and have since corrected down to $2, not a great looking chart. So let's be realistic in terms of what we can expect. You don't want to buy, never financial advice on this channel. I just like to exercise logic and be authentic with my audience. All right, hopefully that's working. Okay. Having some issues here. I like to be authentic with my audience, right? So, what I was going to say is do not purchase Filecoin, okay? Someone should cut that. Do not purchase Filecoin. Do not purchase Filecoin with the hope that it's going to go all the way back up to $250, okay? More than likely, not going to happen. At least in the shorter term. Could it in the next many years? Sure. I mean, maybe like 5 years from now, but let's just be realistic with price expectations here. So we have an area of resistance that we've identified, a zone right between there. So this is essentially, we're going to round numbers and keep it simple. $20. No, it looks like it was 21. Sorry. $21. And looks like this is at 17. We're just going to round it. So there's a big zone of resistance between 21 and 17. I'm kind of going in reverse order. I'm looking at areas of resistance versus support first. You can tell how off I feel today. Now, what is another area of resistance? Man, this thing fell hard. I just got to say. I mean, I know that's obvious looking at the chart, but this thing just fucking crashed. I know I'm going through some candle bodies here, but I like touching the wick there. There's another area of zone of resistance right around 950. To 1140. Okay. There's a zone there. There's another obvious zone of resistance right here, and that's at 650. So I think those are the main areas of resistance I'd like to capture in the chart. You could get more granular and chart them out, but this is on a weekly. So these are Kathleen, good question. These are going to be your main areas of resistance, okay? You have 650, you have 950, 1140, all the way up here from 1140. Now the nice thing is once we break 1140, which given market conditions, a rising tide lifts all boats. So if the market's really going to behave the way I believe it's going to behave this year, yes, we're going to break 1140. Once it breaks 1140, that's when things could get really interesting because there's a big gap between 1140 and $17. Okay, so 1140, 17 to 21. Really, I said that like I was questioning it. So really, there is a zone of resistance right up here between 17 and 21. Those are your main areas of resistance. Now, support. Where do we really want to see price hold and not go below? Okay, and that's going to be indicated by green areas of support. Well, we already broke down below this one. So this is unfortunately going to be a red area of resistance. That's trying to create support there, but this chart just doesn't want to cooperate. Unfortunately, there's more areas of resistance than there are support. This is not, honestly, Kathleen, this is not the best looking chart. Okay, so 470 is an area of resistance. Let's get an area of support. There's got to be one somewhere, right? Wow. Okay, area of support right at $4. It looks like $4. We'll say 410. Okay. Jesus Christ, come on. 410. Okay, this area here, now I want to stress this, Kathleen. This area here at 410, we really need to see this area hold because if it doesn't, There's a gap down to potentially 350, and then you're talking about going all the way back down to $3. So Filecoin needs to hold 410. Now, $4 is a psychological level. And again, I want to remind everyone it's about candle body closes. I'm not saying that next week you can't get a volatility wick like this, but we need to close above this 410 area, okay? You don't want to get candle body closes below 410 because then you're inviting coming all the way down and taking out our lows, or at least revisiting from December. So this is not the best looking chart. The SEC, okay, so we have a few other questions here. The SEC is going after Filecoin. What are they not going after? The SEC are I don't want to blanket an entire department, but the individuals within the SEC who are responsible going after all these projects are a bunch of fucking ass clowns. That's my opinion. The SEC is going after Filecoin, like non-surprisingly. Just the way our government is handling crypto. I'm tired and I'm in a salty mood about the SEC. You know what? Anyone in the SEC, if you're fighting the good fight, I commend you. There are good SEC members out there. Anyone in the SEC who's a fucktard going after the crypto projects, that's what I think of you. The SEC is going after Filecoin. Is it safe to still hold it? I can't tell you that, Kathleen. I can't tell you what's safe to hold and what's not safe to hold. What I will tell you is if you are nervous or, well, I don't want to say that. If you feel there's something material going on and in something you're investing in and you're concerned about it, you need to make a decision in terms of what your holding size position, what your holding position is, how big that position is. For me, I will tell you, for me, I allow this to do the talking. The chart does the talking. So when I look at Filecoin, now one interesting thing I didn't point out, which I should talk to real quick, for me looking at Filecoin, this is not a good looking chart. Like this isn't anything I look at and I'm salivating over, okay? I kind of do see, kind of curious, something that just presented itself that I was just, I don't know if I'm reaching here, but one thing that does stick out to me almost looks like an inverse head and shoulders, which is a bullish pattern. Almost looks like an inverse head and shoulders. So that's about the only thing that looks bullish on this chart. We may have a head down here and two shoulders. Okay? That's the only thing that looks bullish on this chart. Besides that, not a good looking chart. XRP we already spoke about. You're heavy in Filecoin. Okay. Well, look, I don't offer financial advice on this channel. I'm just sharing with you what I see in the charts. This is one that, you know, I've already commented on. It's not a beautiful looking chart. And I've commented on the areas of support and resistance. We want to see 410 hold. Where could I see it going? As the market begins to pick up, I would suspect, okay, I can't guarantee you anything, Kathleen. I'm just going to tell you what I see in the charts. I would suspect that we will come up and we will revisit this 950, and potentially if we start to go higher, this 950 to 1140 is really going to cause us a problem, okay? If we break 1140, there's a really solid likelihood we could run all the way up to $17. So you just have to answer the question for yourself if you want to scale out now, if you want to get out, or if you want to be patient and hold, and you're a believer in the project and you're not nervous about it and you're okay with the chart. ICP, yeah, ICP was one of those ones, I don't know the history, but that's another one that the chart's a fucking disaster. I mean, maybe we'll take a look at ICP real quick and then call it a day, but ICP, yeah, ICP is another fucking disaster. You bought it at 32. Oh, crepes. Yeah. This is another one. If you're holding ICP waiting for it to go up to like 280, you're going to be holding it for a real long time. So this is on a 3-day. Let's go to a weekly. I mean, we're just chipping and chopping around here. You can see on ICP about the only market symmetry I like on this thing is, I mean, there's a clear area of downward resistance here we need to break above, right? So on ICP, what's going on is we're creating these lower highs, right? Now, the one bullish thing that has occurred in this chart, which is similar to other charts, remember, Kathleen, I'm not scaring you out of any position that you're in. I'm just showing what you have in the charts. I'm being honest with you. I also want you to keep in mind that a rising tide does lift all boats. So even if some of these projects are shitty or the charts are shitty, they're still going to appreciate in value with the rest of the market once it starts picking up. But the one thing that I do like to see here is we have the low that was set back in 2022. We've created a higher low. So we have two higher lows. Now, we have not had a higher high come in, right? We have not had a higher high come in. Ultimately, what we need price to do is to break out above this area and punch to break above this high. We want to break this high at 820. I want to start seeing ICP get up to 940. 940 is where I want to see it get up above. So, again, another weaker chart here. Not very... Again, this isn't anything I would be interested in. I look at this chart and think to myself, yeah, I wouldn't touch this thing. All right, guys. I don't see any other questions. I think we're going to cut things off at this point, but make sure that you click the bell icon for notifications, because again, for tomorrow, what we're going to talk about is we're going to be talking about some charts to watch for going into the weekend for weekly closes and what you should be watching for. And I'm going to be going live more so around 11:30. So a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So just make sure you click the bell icon for notifications and know when I go live. Thank you to everyone who continues to support the channel. Thank you to everyone new who's tuning in. Apologies for being low energy today. I promise to get better sleep tonight, so I have a little bit more energy tomorrow. But it's good to see everyone. Take care. Spread this, share this video with at least one person. And until next time, spread awareness. Let's all carry the education forward, all right? Everybody, take care of yourself and have a good evening.